You're watching and listening to The Daily Living Show with D. Elias.
Welcome back to Daily Living. Today is a very hot topic. We're into 2020, and I know a lot of people make this their New Year's resolution. It's probably in the top 3, and that is, I'm going to lose weight this year. With me today is Dr. V, and she is going to discuss detox and long-term weight loss management. So thank you very much, Dr. V, for being here today.
Oh, you're welcome. I love coming on and sharing what I know.
Absolutely. And this is a hot topic because we've just come out of the holidays, a lot of ham, a lot of turkey, everybody has overeat. And it's time to get back in the routine of eating right and taking care of ourselves. And a lot of people make this their New Year's resolution. So it's important to detox first, right?
Absolutely. There's a lot of reasons to detox, and just by detoxing alone before you go into any type of a, diet specific to help you lose weight, that's really going to troubleshoot a lot of the different reasons why you might not lose the weight in the first place. So where do you want to start with that? Because there's so much that we can kind of hit.
Gosh, I don't know.
All right.
Just whatever you think is the most important first step here.
Okay, well, let's talk about losing weight because, so many of us want to lose weight. So many of us need to lose weight. We go through the year and we're thinking, when January comes, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Right. And a lot of people will gain weight over the holidays because you're right. They do, overindulge, and their body's metabolic engines are not set up to burn those extra calories. So let's just kind of start from the beginning. You want to lose weight. What do you do first? What do you need to do first? What you want to do first is go and get your functional blood work done in January. Find a functional practitioner like myself or, one of the many others that I'm sure that you've heard, on this podcast, somebody who does the holistic medicine, and get yourself a functional blood panel. If you're suspecting any hormone issues, get yourself a hormone panel also. And let's take a look and let's see what's going on underneath the hood with your metabolic engines and your hormones, okay? Then we want to move into a detox. And let's talk about why we want to do detox first. Your body most likely has toxins in it. Why do I say that? Because most of our bodies are exposed to toxins. Right. In fact, if we were to do an environmental toxin test on any one of you listening at this moment, 99% of you, we would find high levels of some sort of toxin in your body. Mm-hmm. And the body is incredible. It will self-regulate. It will self-heal, if it's given the ability to do that, if it has all of the ingredients and everything that it needs in order to keep its own engines running. One of the things that it'll do when our bodies are exposed to different types of toxins is the body will actually create fat cells so that it can encapsulate the toxin in the fat cell. The reason it's doing that is because it's not able to excrete the toxin it's not able to excrete it in your urine, in your poop, or in your sweat.
Right.
And that's how your body normally detoxes, through urine, through your poop, or through sweating. Okay. And if your body can't get it out, and that's what makes these toxins toxic. A lot of them cannot be excreted out of the body. They get in the body and they don't easily come out. So what the body will do in an effort to try to protect itself is the body will create new fat cells, even if you're eating properly, even if you're exercising right. Okay. Right. If you're not doing those things, then, the body's still going to make them anyway. Mm-hmm. But the body will create these fat cells, and it will encapsulate the toxins into the fat cells and then deposit the fat cells in different parts of your body so that it can kind of store it away and keep the rest of your body safe from the toxic effects of whatever environmental toxin.
Mm-hmm.
And so that can make it very, very difficult for people to lose weight. We've seen a couple of things happen when people go on a weight loss, type diet or an exercise program to lose weight. They either plateau, they may start losing weight and then they plateau.
Mm-hmm.
They'll start losing weight and then they get really sick, or they can't lose weight at all. Even if they're like tracking everything, they're tracking all their calories, they're doing their exercise, they're doing everything,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just not losing weight, or they're starting to lose weight and then they just stop all of a sudden. We've even seen some people turn around and start gaining weight again. And of course they're really freaking out, right? Because they're like,
That's
oh my
very
God, Dr.
discouraging.
Oh, it's super discouraging. When you're tracking every calorie
Right.
that you eat and you're exercising, and you're drinking your water, and you're doing everything scientifically
Right.
correct
Mm-hmm.
to make your metabolic engines work properly. And if you're not losing weight, or you start seeing that you're gaining weight, that's a big warning sign that you have toxins in your body.
Oh,
And so we need to
okay.
take a few steps back, and we need to do a detox first. So, if you're doing this alone and you're not, working with a health coach, definitely just do a detox first. Now, how do we do a detox? There are a lot of different ways to do detox out there. There are a lot of different ways to do it. Starting with a food. So I believe that food-based detoxes are the best way to detox your body. We do a big detox challenge every year with about 500 of our clients, with about 500 of our patients, and we all do it together. So we're doing it as a tribe. We're loving on ourselves. We're loving on each other, just really lifting each other up. And we do a 28-day detox that is food-based. And that includes eating certain foods and staying away from other foods. So we're eating a lot of vegetables, we're eating fruits, we're eating clean protein sources, beef and chicken and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're drinking a lot of water. We're staying away from processed foods, breads, sugars. We're staying away from inflammatory type foods, and we're staying away from things that have a lot of, processed chemicals in them and artificial ingredients. And then we add a supplement or a powder and that we do smoothies with every day. And it's a powder from Standard Process. This is a company that is an amazing company, supplement company. They've been out there for many, many years. And all of their supplements are literally food-based, that is grown on their own organic farms.
Oh, wow.
Their organic farms are so incredible. Their soils in their organic farms are so full of nutrients that the vegetables that are produced from their own farms are higher in nutritional content than anywhere else around the country. So like their lettuce, their buckwheat, all of the things that they grow has higher magnesium, higher calcium, higher vitamin levels than anything else out there in the country. In fact, it's so impressive that there are universities going out to the Standard Process farms to study what they're doing. It's absolutely incredible. They're using old farming methods, and they're not depleting the soils. They're actually, creating the ecosystems that we once saw in our farmlands 60, 70 years ago. It's absolutely incredible. And so with these powders that we use, it helps to detox the liver. It helps to detox the gallbladder. It pulls down inflammation. It helps stabilize blood sugar. It does all of that. And we do this challenge. It's a 28-day challenge. And not only is this great to kickstart your detox, it's great to kickstart your weight loss. A lot of people will lose between 5 and 25 pounds just by detoxing alone. And it also gives you a big reset for how you should be eating every day. Right. And so, the other big benefit that you get out of this is, if you're having hormone imbalances, when you detox like that and you do that abrupt 180 with your foods, where where you go from eating, the unhealthy, too much of it, whatever, and you turn around and you're eating foods that allow your body to detoxify and give your body the nutrition that it needs. It will also help balance your hormones. And so I always like to tell clients, if you're getting ready to do this detox and you're not working with somebody right now. So for all of you listeners, if you're not working with somebody right now, go find somebody that you can work with. Get your functional blood chemistry panel and get your hormones run. And then go and do the standard process detox. And you can do it through the practitioner that you're working with. It doesn't have to be with us. And then recheck those panels 30 days later. It's absolutely incredible. We have seen over 150 point drop in cholesterol in 30 days just from doing that detox. That's incredible.
It is.
You can't even see that in the medical industry, and we've shown it with lab work before and after. Over 150 point drops in cholesterol has been absolutely amazing.
Wow.
So detoxing your body is just so important if you want to do weight loss. And so we always recommend that people, start with a detox before they go into weight loss programs. And there are a lot of different types of approaches for weight loss out there. And what's going to work the best, for each person can be a little bit individualized. I didn't know if you wanted to touch on some of the different
Sure.
ways.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So first of all, there are a lot of different things out there. Don't be fooled into thinking that you can take some pills every day and you're going to lose weight. Right? It's probably going to do you more harm than good. Right. 90% of your physique, 90% of your weight loss is going to happen in the kitchen.
Right.
The other 10% happens with physical exercise, some sort of physical movement, right? So, for a lot of people, that's new news for them, because they think that they think that 90% of it is exercise, and which is discouraging for a lot of people, right? I mean, especially if they're out of shape, they're thinking, oh my God, there's no way, I don't even know how to get started. I hate the gym, or, I just don't know what to do, or, I'm going to have to kill myself, working out to lose weight. And that's absolutely not true. 90% of your weight loss is going to happen in the kitchen. So, when you go through a food-based detox, that is going to reset your mind around how you eat and around your portion sizes. So don't be fooled into thinking you can go to GNC and buy a weight loss program, or that you can try, Plexus or whatever, these different things that are out there to lose weight.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you that you're going to gain the weight back, and you're going to gain even more than you gained before. There are also other programs out there like Ideal Protein. I actually, worked with that many years ago, helping patients lose weight. And this was before I really got heavy into holistic medicine. And, one of the things I noticed back then was that they used artificial sugars and a lot of artificial, processed foods to help people lose weight. And so a lot of the foods, they were packaged. So instead of teaching people how to be in the kitchen to prepare their foods, their whole approach was, well, let's make it easy because people are busy. They don't have time to food prep. So they would come up with, open this, have this packet in the morning, or have this special protein cereal in the morning, have these protein Cheetos, for your snack, have this, then, it would have enough protein in it, and it would be low in carb, and no sugar, but it was full of processed chemicals.
Right.
It had artificial sweeteners in it, which when I looked at it back then, I kind of raised an eyebrow, and this was before I knew everything I know now. I raised an eyebrow at that because I knew that wasn't good. But they were saying, all the science says that, you're taking the less of the evils. Yes, the artificial sweetener isn't good for you, but it's just temporary, and it's better than you having all the sugar and excess calories. Well, I totally disagree with that. So if any of you are Ideal Protein fans out there, I'm sorry, tell you this, but that's not good stuff. And yes, you will eventually gain the weight back. And the
Right.
artificial sweeteners, let me tell you what's wrong with this program. The number one is the artificial sweeteners. There's no reason that they can't switch from artificial sweetener to like monk fruit and stevia nowadays. Monk fruit has no bitterness. It tastes delicious, and it's healthy for you. It's from a plant. But those artificial sweeteners are going to cause long-term metabolic problems and thyroid problems and immune issues. So you want to stay away from it for that reason alone. But secondly, it's artificial food. And what are you going to do when you stop losing the weight and then you need to do your own food preparation? What are you going to do then? You need to learn to get in the kitchen, and you need to learn to prepare your foods. That's what's going to give you the long-term results.
Right.
So, if you really want to lose weight, you want to learn how to eat. And there is an app that I like to use with my clients, and it's called the Carb Manager app. Carb Manager. And it's free, but if you pay a little bit, if you go ahead and upgrade for the paid version, it will give you recipes and grocery lists. It'll actually give you the grocery list so that when you go to the grocery store, you know what to buy that will give you all the ingredients that you need for that week's worth of recipes. And so it makes it really, really easy for you. But the Carb Manager is a super cool app that you can use on your phone. I have all of my clients use it because they can share with me in the community section so that I can go in and I can stalk them and I can check on what they're doing every day. So I'm holding them accountable to what they're doing, and I can check and see what they're doing. I can give them a thumbs up, great job, tell them, oh, you know what, you're not getting quite enough protein, you're getting too many carbs. But that's nice. The Carb Manager app or the MyFitnessPal is another app that you can get, and it will help you to retrain yourself with portion size, and so that you can really understand, of all the calories that you're getting during the day, how many of them are carbohydrates, sugars, proteins, and fats, so that you can balance yourself out, and you can, and it'll actually, if you put a weight loss goal of 2 pounds a week, it will actually give you, according to your age and your activity level, it will give you how many calories you should be eating each day. And out of those calories, how many should be fat, how many should be protein, how many should be carbohydrates. And so that's a really easy way for you to, to be able to do it with whole foods, fresh foods, and be able to actually retrain your eye for what is a proper, serving size. Because a lot of us think that, oh, this is a good serving size, I'll eat this. But if you want to lose weight, you probably need to be doing half that amount of steak.
Right.
And you probably need to completely eliminate that potato because you had a little bit of potato earlier in the day, and you probably already, maxed out on your carbs for the day. Right. And so, and don't expect to lose, for women, you shouldn't be losing more than 3 pounds a week. Probably 1 to 2 pounds a week is going to be normal. If you're losing more than that, you're probably not losing fat. You're probably also losing muscle, and that's going to mess up your metabolism even more and allow you to gain fat back even faster.
Right.
So, 1 to 2 pounds a week, 3 max for women. Men can lose between 3 and 5 pounds a week. If a man is losing more than that, there's probably an issue. In the first week or two of your weight loss, you can lose more than that for men and women, and understand that a lot of that's probably going to be inflammation and excess water weight that you're holding because of the toxic foods that you've been eating and stuff like that. But if you start with detox, you're most likely going to lose 5 to 25 pounds in the first month. And a lot of that's going to be inflammation and toxins and extra, feces that's been hanging out in your intestines because you're kind of constipated and you're just not going to the bathroom. So you're going to lose a lot of that excess garbage weight. And then when you start in your weight loss, it'll be much more consistent. But you have to eat properly if you're going to do the weight loss. If you don't put enough protein in your body, you're going to end up losing muscle mass. And if you lose muscle mass, then you're going to mess up your metabolism, and you're not going to be able to burn fat properly. And then when you stop dieting, or when you stop your program for your weight loss, the weight's going to come back very quickly, and you're going to end up gaining more weight than what you had before you started.
Right. And I hate to get off weight loss, but the detox that you're talking about is also good for someone that is trying to get pregnant and unable to.
Yes, absolutely. So whenever we're doing detox, we do it for many reasons with our clients, and one of them is hormone imbalance. So a lot of the household cleaning agents that we're exposed to every day,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the makeups and creams that we're using, the hair dyes that we're using, the mani-pedis that we get all the time, I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
I stopped, right? Because, it's not healthy. And one of my staff members actually found an organic nail polish down at Whole Foods that actually stays on your nails for more than 2 days. And so, if you're going to continue with your mani-pedis, at least take an organic lotion to the mani-pedi place and have them use that on your legs and your hands, and then have them use the organic polish, clean it up. But a lot of these things that we're exposed to on the daily, even our foods, if you're not eating organic, our perfumes, our laundry detergents, our floor cleaners, our counter cleaners, all of these things, those are called endocrine disruptors. That means that they are hormone disruptors. And they're not only causing an imbalance to your hormones that won't allow you to get pregnant, they're also causing an imbalance to your thyroid. They're causing imbalances to your brain chemistry, and they're going to cause an imbalance to your metabolic system, which is going to make you gain weight. We talked about that earlier.
Right.
And so whenever we're working on balancing hormones for women, and even women that are having a hard time getting pregnant, if you're having a hard time getting pregnant, there are some things that you can look at. And I'm telling you, we've seen so many women get pregnant who were told they would never get pregnant before.
Mm-hmm.
And we work with them, and usually within a year they get pregnant. Oh, I have one woman that I've been working with for 2 years. She got pregnant, what was it, like 9 months ago. And we weren't working with her to get pregnant. We were just working with her because she was a hot mess. Like she was having a lot of anxiety.
Right.
She was having a lot of body pain. She was having all these issues. I started working with her sister several years before, and that's how she came to me. So we were just working on getting her body healthy again. We never, pregnancy never even came up in a topic, not even once, because she was told she would never be able to have children. She just had a baby 4 months ago, something like that. So she got pregnant about a year ago, and she just
Right.
she just had the baby, and it was incredible. And what we did was we cleaned up her body. We
That's
got her
right.
engines working right. So yes, we did the detox, and actually we detoxed her a couple of times because of her other health issues she was having.
Mm-hmm.
So we, and we got her detox engines working properly because we had looked at her genetics, and we were able to understand that she was not able to uptake and utilize folate. And folate is needed to make something called methyl groups. And these methyl groups are used for 250 different engines in the body, including detoxification.
Right.
So, as we started working on all of her body's engines, she ended up getting pregnant. And so, and whenever we're working on balancing hormones in women or men, we want to test their hormones and see what their hormones are doing, but we also want to look for heavy metal toxins. We want to look for environmental toxins. We want to look at their functional blood chemistry panel, which is going to let us look at their metabolic engines, their thyroid, their liver, their gallbladder. We can look for leaky gut issues. We can look at inflammation. We can look if there's underlying infections. We can look at their vitamin D levels. We can look at their red blood cells and make sure that they're getting enough of their B vitamins, and look at their iron. So, we look at all that so that we can understand what could be the underlying cause of a hormone imbalance. If you go the regular Western medical model, and, if you go and you're suspecting hormone imbalance, most of the time, they won't even test your hormones. they'll just put you on birth control pills,
Right.
which just is amazing to me. I'm like, how could you do that, without without looking at the person's hormones first? I had a college age student come to me a year and a half ago. And again, I had taken care of her sister several years ago with a big gut issue. She was having like some massive gut issues, and we fixed those. And then now the older sister came to me a year ago because she had stopped having her periods, and she went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, let's put you on this really high dose of progesterone with these birth control pills, and let's force your period to happen. And I said, well, did they even check what was going on? They said, no, but they said based on my symptoms that I have PCOS, and so my testosterone is high, and that I need to take this high dose of progesterone birth control pills to force my period. And she says, but I don't want to do that. She already knew what I had done with her sister, and so she had learned, and she says, I want to find out what the root cause is, and I want to have my hormones tested, but the doctors won't check my hormones. So we checked her hormones. She had super high testosterone, like through the roof high testosterone. Couldn't believe how high it was. And we ended up finding that the root cause of it was a mascara she was using. She was using a mascara to make her eyelashes longer and thicker, and it had an ingredient in it that is known to raise testosterone levels. And it took us about 9 or 10 months to completely detox the testosterone out of her body, which it's never taken us that long to detox testosterone before. But I think it's because her levels were so incredibly high. Like I've never seen it like that in a woman before. But it took us about 9 months, and the testosterone levels finally came back into range, and she started having her period again. And so, yeah, we had to do a lot of detox with her. We did like 3 rounds of detox with her to get the testosterone out of her body. And we had to remove the source.
Yes. As far as weight loss, and we touched on this on the show we did last week, someone that has a hurt back, arthritis, but they need to exercise for weight loss. Is yoga the best exercise they can do?
Yoga would be wonderful. Yoga, we've talked about this before. Yoga is such a great exercise that you can do. You get multiple benefits out of yoga, multiple benefits. And so, yes, you can do it, but you want to do it for an hour a day. At least 3 days a week. Preferably if you really want to have a transformation quicker, I would say try to do it 5 days a week to use yoga. But, it's all about for weight loss, and then for long-term, sustaining the weight loss. I'm drinking bubbly water, so sorry about that. For the long-term weight loss, you want to learn how to couple your carbohydrates with exercise. And so, let's talk about that for a minute. Once you've gone, in order to lose the weight, if you want to speed up the weight loss, there are a couple of ways that you can do it. One is by using an app like Carb Manager that will teach you how to do a healthy version of ketosis. So you're doing a lot of vegetables, and you're doing protein, and you're doing healthy fats. So, you can do that. Ketosis is not for long-term. You shouldn't do it long-term. And if you have a lot of health problems, get with somebody to help you with that. Don't try to navigate that on your own. But if you're relatively healthy, you should be able to do a healthy version of ketosis. The other way of doing it is to, you're not necessarily measuring all of your macros, like you're not measuring everything you eat and all of your calories and stuff every day. But what you're doing is you're limiting your carbohydrates and your sugars. You're not eliminating them like you do in ketosis. But what you do is, when you do eat any type of carbohydrate or any sugar that's like in fruit, because that's the only sugar that you should have, you need to marry it with exercise. Carbohydrates are an instant fuel source. a lot of people make the mistake of, they'll eat carbohydrate, but they're not doing exercise right after that.
Right.
If you're going to eat carbohydrates, you need to know that you need to exercise after that. So like, right now I've been working on some weight loss for myself. So I'm doing a shake in the morning before I go exercise. And then I go and I'm working out for about an hour and a half. People don't have to do it for that long. That's my choice. I'm doing that. But you can go and you can work out for an hour doing things to build your muscle mass.
Mm-hmm.
You want to build your muscle mass. So remember, you don't have to kill yourself in the gym, but you want to do everything balanced. So, one day I'm working out shoulders, the next day I'm working out chest, the next day I'm working out my arms, triceps and biceps,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always working out abs every day. And then the next day after that, I'm working out like my legs, and so working out all the different body parts. So I'll do my protein shake in the morning and it has some carb in it. But guess what? I'm taking it 15 minutes before I go work out.
Right.
Then I go work out and I'm burning those carbs. All right. And because I'm working out for an hour and a half, not only do I have time in my workout to build muscle, which is going to burn fat 24 hours a day, but I'm also going to burn some fat during that exercise, because I don't spend an hour and a half lifting weights. I spend about 30 minutes lifting weights, and then I get an hour walking on the treadmill at 3 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need to do. People think they have to be out of breath to do cardio. You don't have to be out of breath. Get on the treadmill and walk for an hour. And that's what I'm doing in the morning. And then at night, I'm having, a small amount of protein. I'm having my vegetables. And then I might have a little bit of sweet potato or something like that that's carby.
Mm-hmm.
But then guess what I'm doing after I eat? I'm walking for an hour.
Right.
I'm walking for another hour. And believe it or not, that is causing me to burn more fat while I'm walking, because it's cardio. People think that, walking isn't cardio. If you walk for an hour and you're walking, and you don't have to be killing yourself, but walk about 3 miles an hour. And I'm sure you can find an app where you can get on the treadmill and you can see it's not going to kill you. You're not going to be super out of breath, but it will get your heart rate up just enough.
Right.
If you do it for an hour, that you're going to burn fat. And if you do that consistently, then you will lose the weight.
And keep it off.
And well, once you've lost the weight that you want, you don't have to maintain that same rigorous exercise routine. Like right now I'm doing an hour and a half in the morning and an hour at night. Once I get to my goal weight, I won't be doing that much. I'll probably be working out three days a week.
Right.
And I won't have to do that additional walking at night. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm not going to have to do that. I'm doing that so that I can lose the weight. Once I've lost the weight, of course, you want to maintain some sort of physical motion. Your body chemistry and your brain chemistry cannot work if you don't add some physical movement to it. Physiologically, you have to move your body, because that creates chemicals in your body to help your body to function properly, to help all the engines work. Mm-hmm. So when people say to you, for your listeners, when people say to you, you have to exercise to be healthy, you really do, because your body requires that motion in order for some of those different engines to work in your body. Right. You have to put motion into the mix.
Right. And when I walk, I sleep so much better at night. It just helps you to get a better night's sleep.
It does. It does. And I think there can be, many reasons for that. Especially if you're walking outdoors. It's very calming. It's grounding to your soul. It's good for you to get outside.
Yes, I'm an outdoors person. I just love it.
I am too. We get up to the mountains as much as we can to get outside, because we need a reset for our soul. We need a reset for our mind. We need to pull ourselves away from the, from the hecticness that we all,
Absolutely.
We all get busy. We're all busy people. And whether it's with our families or whether it's career or both, we all can get really, really busy. And you have to make time for yourself. You have to make time for your wellness, or you're going to have to make time for your sickness. And nobody wants to have to make time for their
Right.
sickness
Absolutely.
costs a lot more than wellness does. Not
Absolutely.
just with your quality of life, but just the actual medical cost of sickness costs a whole lot more. So
Right.
give yourself that love, on the front end, so that you don't end up having to pay for your sickness.
Right. Absolutely. Um, there's so much good things to get us started off on the new year for 2020 and New Year's resolutions. And thank you so much for coming on today, Dr. V. And I'm looking forward to another very hot topic very soon that we can discuss.
You are so welcome. So happy to get on, and if you're interested in joining us for our weight loss, for our detox challenge, rather, if you're interested in joining us for the detox challenge, or your listeners are, jump on our social media page at Crusaders for Health, and
Okay.
we will be sending out information about that, so that if you're looking for a tribe and you want to do this with somebody and you don't want to have to do it alone, then we can help get you started, and we can go ahead and show you the way, so that you'll have all the support and other people lifting you up along the way.
I think that's awesome. It's like having a walking partner. When you have someone doing it with you to help encourage you along the way, it's more effective.
We all need a tribe. It
Right.
takes a village, not just to raise kids. It takes a village for us.
Absolutely.
We all need to be more united. We're all stronger together. We're
Yes.
stronger when we connect together, and we're stronger when we lift each other up. And so that's why we started our social page, Crusaders for Health, on Facebook, is to be able to be that, to provide that resource, to have that tribe.
Right. Very good. Thank you so much, Dr. V. I'm looking forward to the next podcast.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. And thank you for tuning in. Use DL10 to get a 10% discount. You can find details in the description below.